Good afternoon again, Aisha. What's the latest update? And that we're hearing about a person being questioned, do we have any more information about that individual?
Well, President Cyril Ramaphosa was the first one to tell us that a person has been taken in for questioning. We have absolutely no details about who this person really is. We've now been referred to the National South African Police Services for more information, and we have put in an inquiry to find out who this person is. And also, one has to ask, how did this person gain access to the parliamentary precinct that time of the morning? But I'm also just want to show you over here the fire and rescue services are still on the scene. We know that the president was here earlier. He was taken on a tour, and we were asked whether we would be able to go onto the premises, but we've also now been told that we have to wait for the area to be declared safe for us to go in onto the premises. We also know that the president was restricted from going into certain spots on the Parliament grounds because it is not safe. And as I said, as you can see here, the fire brigade and the fire services, fire and rescue services are still on the scene. And I'm told it's still going to take a long time for them to secure the buildings at Parliament. We don't know exactly how long. We could be here for hours still. But let's listen to what our President Cyril Ramaphosa had to say earlier when he addressed the media outside Parliament after he got a briefing from the fire chief and from Patricia de Lille.
This is a national key asset, and of course we are still going to go into what caused the fire, and the fire having started in the old assembly, how it then moved to the National Assembly is something that will still be investigated. I believe somebody is being held right now and they are being questioned, but we need to go a lot deeper into how this type of event can take place and what measures we will need to take going forward.
No, it's most certainly actually important to go a lot deeper, as the president says, because there's so many unanswered questions now, particularly of the timing. When did they actually note this fire and why were they unable to contain it? But I also understand that the president went on to commend, nevertheless, the firefighters for their response.
Well, he did say that if the fire and rescue services did not arrive as swiftly as they did, Parliament would have been reduced to ashes. Now, what we do know is that the fire and rescue services were alerted about this fire just after 6 o'clock. They arrived, as they say, 6 minutes after they got the call. And they were saying that even after being on the parliamentary precinct, only then did the fire warning, did the bells start ringing on Parliament, alerting them to a fire or the smoke that was coming from the parliamentary buildings. But listen again to what the president had to say and how he commended the fire services here from the city of Cape Town for responding so swiftly.
They have done a fantastic job. Had they not responded in the 6 minutes that they tell me they responded with, I think we would be talking about the National Assembly and the Council of House of Provinces being in ashes, complete ashes. They intervened at the right time. It does seem like the sprinkler system did not work as it was supposed to, but their appearance and their coming here has saved a very important national asset of our government.
And then lastly, Aisha, what are parliamentarians saying? Have they expressed themselves following the fire?
Well, we did see some members of Parliament after they heard about the fire coming here, and I'm told that most of the ANC offices have been destroyed. have been affected, and then of course some of the good officers. And we did speak to Willie Madisha from COPE earlier, and he said that he was also concerned about their officers, saying that he was not able to gain access into his office today because he was told that their officers have also been affected. He's concerned about documents that he has in the offices. But let's listen to what Willie Madisha from COPE had to say.
Why is it happening like this for the first time? Actually, it happened last year when there was a very serious problem. It's happening again. Something is wrong and something has got to be done. But then the entire building, as you see, where we make laws, where we gather more than 400 of us on a daily basis, has gone down. Our documents are gone. What next? We're not safe. The people, all the people of South Africa are not safe. Because if there are no laws made, if there's security that is there, but then the security is not doing anything, it means there is a hell in our country. Something has got to be done. And the people of South Africa must rise and correct this nonsense here.
Certainly a very visibly upset Willie Madisha there, who's speaking about the security issue. That speaks of the state's vulnerability, honestly, here, Aisha, because it's quite problematic if, in fact, many of them are now talking of some compromised security. I listened to Nahal a bit earlier. They also were speaking about budgetary constraints and that some were not working throughout the holiday period and weekends. What exactly did Nahal have to say?
Well, Nihau is saying that, of course, they're very pleased that nobody was injured when this fire happened, but they are concerned about the fact that their members, the protection services, and I'm quoting the Nihau spokesperson here, saying that they were told that during the festive season and on weekends particularly, they won't be working because there is no money for overtime. And if that is indeed so, one has to question what is the wisdom behind this. This is, as the president pointed out, it is a national key point. It needs to be protected. And I guess that no amount of money can, I mean, how do you talk about not having enough money to pay people overtime when we are meant to protect this building that is not just a government building, it is the People's Parliament, and it needs to be protected because it is a symbol of our democracy, a democracy that people fought so hard for and died for.
No, most certainly. We'll keep with that story. Thank you very much. That is our reporter Aisha Ishmael that's tracking that story of the fire in Parliament.